Well, my name's Nathan Nottingham. I'm the CEO of the McMinnville Area Chamber of Commerce. And this year we are bringing to McMinnville the first year, and I hope of a continuous experience of Lemonade Day McMinnville. The idea came from a group out of Houston, Texas, Prepared for Life. And they developed this lemonade idea based on their CEO's interaction with his young daughter who wanted a turtle as a pet. And she already had a couple pets. And he said, if you want a new pet, you got to raise the money and take care of the pet yourself. And she said, oh, okay. She came up with a lemonade stand, and it just kind of dawned on him that lemonade stands are the way that our culture, the American culture, has kind of just identified with young entrepreneurs. When there's something we need, we can put up a lemonade stand, make some money, and hit that goal. So that kind of rolled into this whole program, and now it's gone national. It's in its 7th year. And we are the second city to be adopted and to adopt it here in Oregon. Salem was last year, and then McMinnville, and also this year Portland and Eugene have come on as well. But when I heard about the program, what really struck me was that rural communities like ours, and we're still pretty rural with only a little over 100,000 in Yamhill County of citizenship, we need to have this experience. We still, in this town, probably have more ability for youth to have entrepreneur type jobs, go out and mow lawns, rake leaves, be self-sufficient. But if we don't protect that, we might lose it. And the Chamber of Commerce is really about supporting business. We're about solutions. We are about helping the small business, the medium-sized business, even the large business, be stable and secure in their hometown. And when we start looking at the future and that, if you read economic magazines, if you read some of the details about what's coming, workforce is a big issue. And there's a lot of different organizations waving a flag saying, we don't have enough people. And that's a problem for today. That's a problem that needs to be dealt with. But if we only deal with today's problems and don't think about the future, we're gonna have the same problem tomorrow and the year after that and the year after that. So this is a way that business people in McMinnville, specifically the members of the Chamber of Commerce and then other business community members, can get behind our youth and share with the youth the passion they have for doing business in McMinnville. It is not a difficult, sometimes when you talk about lemonade stands, it's like, that's not a really hard business, but when it's your first business, it's always hard. Whatever you try to do, it's gonna be hard. It's only after you try and you try again and you try again, it kind of gets easier. So it's important that we start early, we try hard, and then we learn from what we did. Mistakes and successes all together, because every business is gonna have a mixture of both success and mistakes. And you just wanna move forward. So in this Lemonade program, I looked through the workbook, and I have, in my background, I have a business I started, and one went well and one did not go well. And I looked at this program and I said, if I had this workbook when I was about to start my business, I would have come out probably better off than I initially did. It's 14 steps, and these students, these youth are gonna go through these 14 steps to do a lemonade stand. And if they do all 14, they're gonna come out with an experience that they can look back on as a learning capstone, just a milestone that's gonna be something they will always remember. They start by setting a goal. They go through the planning process. They set budgets. They do basically what a banker is gonna look at and say it's a pro forma. They adjust and they look at what their business is gonna be. They start identifying costs. They start identifying where their business is gonna be. And then they find an investor. They may, unless they have their own money and their own startup capital, which they can and should use if it's available, they may need somebody to help cover the spread between what they have and what they need. So they're gonna get investors. Then they're gonna sell their lemonade. They're gonna plan, they're gonna sell their lemonade on May 2nd. All the lemonade stands for one day are gonna come up in our town, and they're gonna just sell these lemonade. But that's not the end of any business. When that transaction is done, there's a whole lot more steps that have to take place in a business world. When it's all done, they're gonna then report out. They're gonna find out how much money they actually made, what did they spend, what did they take in, how did they do comment cards and survey cards? What were the comments? Did they receive any business cards? Are there any follow-up transactions they need to do? I mean, they have to look at their business that evening and say, well, what now? But probably the most important part, especially for McMinnville, were steps 12, 13, and 14. We don't go to work just to make money to buy what we want. We do work because it's a passion, hopefully. We're in a job that's a passion of ours. And if we're not, I hope that everybody finds that passion sooner than later. But you also have to save, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. You may have a great day today and a bad day tomorrow. You may have a string of bad days. But if you don't save when you had success, those bad days can cripple your business or even put you out of business entirely. So they're encouraged to save some. Then they're encouraged to look at their community and share. This community, McMinnville, is exceptionally giving of both time and money. They give of their talents regularly. There are volunteers that come from everywhere to help out with all the different programming that happens in this community. And they're also very, very gifted and giving of their wealth and their finances. And these youth are going to be encouraged to look around. How much money do they make? Are they willing to give any of that to the community, to a specific, passionate nonprofit, something that they're really into and focused on? And then finally, the 14th step is, what's tomorrow going to bring? Plan ahead. Are you going to do it again next year? What does this look like? Did you like doing lemonade stands so much that you want to have an actual business? Do you want to try to bottle your lemonade? Was it so much fun you want to find a business to sponsor you all summer and put a lemonade stand out every weekend? The sky's the limit. The only reality is now you have to do it on your own. So we're going to help put the lemonade stand out there. The city's involved, permission's been given. They can put a lemonade stand out almost anywhere for one day. But if they want to do that in the future, they're going to have to work with businesses and maybe even the city. And the Chamber of Commerce is here to help them navigate that too. And that's what we do. We solve problems. But that's really the 14 steps of Lemonade Day and why it's really exciting, why we are really excited to have it in town and be sponsoring that. We have some fantastic sponsors. We got some fantastic just benefactors who are volunteering of their time. We have First Federal, we have the Oregon College Savings Plan, and we have the City of McMinnville as our main squeeze sponsors. And they are just fantastic to work with and have really donated a lot to bring this program to our youth.